Hey everybody, we are back for the second video of the series, rolling out biceps and triceps today. If you haven't already checked out the forearm video, rolling those out, definitely give that a go if you're up for it. I would suggest all the same things that we talked about last video in terms of warming up your body, maybe adding some heat into your upper arms with the wrap, all that good stuff. I'm assuming y'all have already done that, so we're gonna get into the foam roller. Alright, so similar to what we did before, if you're standing, and I will also show seated and floor variations, but if you're standing, you can get that up in your elbows, and we're just doing a simple up down. You can do this one arm at a time or both like I'm doing. I do feel like this one in particular is easier kind of in a child's pose position on the floor. So I will show that in a minute. But for biceps, basically you just get your biceps into foam roller and do a bit of a squat here. And again, slow it down to get that nice myofascial release. This one is not so easy on the floor. Alright. Let me go ahead and show what that looks like seated. So, same situation. Here comes the upper arm version, which honestly feels really hard. If you're not just kind of finding a spot and stationary, just like leaning into it. Because the foam roller really wants to escape on me here. So I would probably just find a spot that feels tight and lean into it and breathe. And if you're getting that tingling or any numbness, again, this would be a time to bring the arms down instead, and I will show you what we can do just leaning backwards with the arms down. So if that happens, a tennis ball is probably going to be more of your friend. You can get that ball into your tricep, keeping your arm down, and we can do this instead. I guess it would be possible to do this with the foam roller. Yeah, let's try that out in a minute. I normally use the tennis ball here in general though, and just hang out and breathe when I find a tight spot. You can also kind of get the ball worked in to those triceps by also just bending your arm, so doing some elbow extension and flexion that we talked about last video. You can also do internal and external rotation. Yeah, that's good stuff. Take that nice and slow. Maybe even do some circles here. And you can do a little up, down. Nice squat. Alright, we'll see what that looks like with the foam roller too. But here's a bicep. So again, you can do the ball with the bicep. Same thing like we did with getting forearm movements involved. I'm doing a little internal and external rotation. Kind of moving the ball around with my bicep. It's hard to do much else in that position. Okay, let's see what the foam roller feels like. Might be more of a balancing act over here. Alright, actually that's not too bad. But I just feel like I'm not getting as much benefit as I did with the tennis ball. Alright, cool. And here's the bicep again. All Cool. Let's get down on the floor with one of my cats, and I'll show you what I mean by the child's pose. Alright, so I'm just gonna tilt the camera a little bit here. There's my little boop. And here we go with the foam roller. Alright, so a lot of times I will just kind of get into this child's pose position, but with my elbows up here on the foam roller, hip width distance apart. Whew, and I just breathe, because if your upper arms are tight like mine, this is enough. And if I need to take a rest, I can just put my head on this foam roller. Alright. Again, you can kind of get some different types of release by doing this nice slow flexion and extension of your arms here. You can also take it nice and slow to roll. I do really like how that feels on the tight forearms. I'm sorry, the tight triceps there. I can really kind of feel into where my triceps are attaching into near the elbow and more up towards the armpit there. While I'm down here, I'll just show you this forearm roll. We did the forearm video on the wall, standing and seated, but know that you can also do it on the floor like this. Getting those extensors, the back sides, and the flexors, the underbellies. Alright, cool. Well, if y'all have any questions about biceps or triceps or last video with the forearms, please let me know. And as always, if you have other suggestions for content, something you have a question about, email it my way to bodyworkwithj@gmail.com, and I will catch y'all next month.